Jags Nation. This is the Action Sports Jax postgame show, sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Lucas Oil Stadium, you Colts fans are leaving there sad because the Jags have stopped that losing streak. They hadn't won up there since 17. Hi, everybody. Hicken here inside the studio. We got Martineau up there in Indy. We got a big post-game show for you. Lots of sound, lots of reaction, lots of stuff coming your way. I'm not going to be negative, baby. I was frustrated. I was cursing in that sports office today, but I took it back. I say just get a win on the road, man. The Jags, you know what good teams do? They find ways to win. And that's what this Jacksonville franchise did today. They found a way to get it done. They also covered, and everybody's happy with the victory, 31-21, Jacksonville over Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts. Richardson played gamely, and there's a lot to fix with this Jacksonville team, and there's a lot of not so good stuff, but I'm going to talk about the good stuff first, and I saw a lot of it today, and Jacksonville was able to get it done. They had a nice touchdown lead at the half. The third quarter, which was their strength a year ago, was terrible. They were outscored 14-3 in the third, but Jacksonville turned it up in the fourth, scored a couple touchdowns within a minute, and, man, they walk away with a nice victory. Had to have this one. Got the Chiefs now next Sunday for the home opener. Oh, the dream of going undefeated is still alive, people. Hadn't lost in the preseason, didn't lose the opener. Here we go, man. 23-0, it's all we need. Let's look at the numbers from the game today, and you'll see that, again, it wasn't pretty, man. It wasn't pretty. Third down efficiency is 3 of 12. In fact, the two teams combined on fourth down, 1 for 6, but that one belonged to the Jags, and I'll give Peterson credit. It was 21-17. Jacksonville had the ball, kind of red zone-y, kind of like the 20, 25-yard line. And it was 4th and 2. I'm thinking, kick the field goal, make it 21-20. Peterson said, no, by gosh, we're going to get a first down on a fourth down. And Zay Jones beat the linebacker, and Trevor hit him with a strike, and that helped the Jaguars continue and go in and get a touchdown, regain the lead. Then the young quarterback Richardson made one mistake. Tyson Campbell with a nice pick. And Jacksonville did knock him out of the game. Gardner Minshew had to come in and finish. I don't know if that was a concussion or an injury. It looked like he might have got concussed. Andre Cisco hit him hard, and that's what you got to do with these running quarterbacks, especially Anthony. Anthony has a history of getting injured, and we'll see what happens. But, boy, it would have been a disaster to blow this game, and it's not a disaster in 2023, and we can all leave happy and be excited about Etienne's run. We can be excited about the way Trevor played. Calvin Ridley, what a half of football he had. Zay Jones, the early catch of the year. When they do the top 10 plays tomorrow, Zay Jones better be in it, man. What a catch for a touchdown. That was terrific. Here's Brent Martineau with Josh Allen, who had 3 sacks on the day for a very good defensive effort from the Jaguars.
The Jaguars walk off the field here in Indianapolis with a 31-21 season opening win, and it was the defense that led the way. 3 sacks career day for you. How'd you guys get it done defensively?
Got to get to the ball. We harping all year, man. If we want to get to what we need to get to, we need to take each step by chance. And defense win championships, and we want to execute that. We want to play like that. We got takeaways, turnovers, got off the field when we need to. It was a heck of a job, but we got to build on it. Next week we got a big challenge at home. Got to get it. I know the fans will come out there, cheer for us, and support us. We're gonna be ready to go.
4th downs were critical. You guys did a great job on the 4th down scenarios. What went well for you there?
Get off the field. We knew the balance of the game wasn't. It was a weird flow of the game, and we just got to get the ball back to our offense. We know they're gonna find a way to win, find a way to score. They struggled for a little bit, but that's what we're here to do. We know it's gonna be weeks where, we need their help. So it's really just, complete team, man. We got to go finish and move on to the next one.
Obviously a big year for you, man. Does it feel like a big start of the season for you?
I mean, it's something that I predicted will happen, man. If I stay faithful to what I'm doing and trust and believe what I'm doing and my technique and everything, I think everything's going to play the way it's supposed to. Great game 1. Game 2, got to get better.
Thanks, Josh.
Yes, sir.
Josh Allen with a big game, 3 sacks. Had a little bit of a reminder from Calais Campbell's big day in 2017 against the Houston Texans. The big fella had 4.5 sacks that day. Well, Josh Allen came up big with a hat trick against the Colts. In Indianapolis, I'm Brent Martineau, Action Sports Jax.
All right, I'm not going to take anything away from Josh Allen. He played terrific today. But, I mean, come on. A couple of those sacks where he's chasing Richardson, who stepped out of bounds like a half a yard short of the line of scrimmage, and you get credit for a sack. But he did it. He chased him down. I thought Trayvon Walker's sack was the most impressive sack of the day. I think the team had 4 sacks, which is big. We were going to eat a lot of crow, me and Martineau, because we did Who Has It Better pregame. All Jaguars. I mean, so that's a game you absolutely have to win. All right, let's take a look at Trevor's top targets, top weapons today. Again, Ridley, what a performance. Career high in the first half. 8 for 101 his total number, Liv? That's his total. I think he had 7 of them in the first half. Colts made some adjustments on him in the second half. ETN with a nice touchdown at the end, got to 77 yards rushing. Seemed like they ran the same dadgum running play over and over again. That thing up the middle out of the shotgun. Zay Jones, terrific day as well. 5 for 55 and the touchdown. And Evan Ingram, 5 for 49. All right, one bad part about the offense. Okay, we're 10 minutes into the postgame show, so now I'm allowed to talk about that, and then I'll get to this BAM. You can put the BAM up behind me. I'll get to it in a second. But I got to talk first about the offensive line. It was atrocious. I mean, I can't remember seeing an O-line performance worse than that by our Jaguars. I mean, come on, fellas. We got to play better than that, man. I mean, we can't block up front. We can't open lanes for the running backs. We can't pass protect. It was, good gracious, that was bad. And it was bad by all 5 of them, man. The rookie had a tough day. I thought Walker Little was getting whooped. I thought inside wasn't good. Buckner was having his way. So I'll let it slide. This Sheriff got hurt, came back in, so he gutted it out. So good for Brandon Sheriff. But we got to play better than that up front, or it's going to be that's going to be a problem. All right, so that's one area. That's my biggest area of concern. All right, now let me show you what happened. Colts winless in 10 straight openers. Mate, is this fixed or is that now 11? It's not. Make it 11. Give me 11 on that one, Colts. Yeah, you take that one. Let's see. 7 indie quarterbacks, last 7 openers. That's correct. All 0 for 7 now. Anthony Richardson losing today. Jags lost their last 5 at Indy. Something had to give, and that is gone. Hadn't won since 2017. How'd 2017 work out for us? Pretty well, if I think back. Pretty doggone well. So good stuff, great win, and we get the job done. We're waiting Doug Peterson in his press conference. We'll hear from him in just a minute. Let's show you the AFC South. Oh, let's show you the AFC South, baby. Oh, so New Orleans beat Tennessee, huh? Colts lose, and the Texans lose in Baltimore. So Colts, Texans next week. That's an elimination game. Just kidding. And the Titans get the Chargers, so that's good. I felt like it's important for the Jags to get off to a good start because these are winnable games. Come back to me now, and we'll go over here on the schedule, okay? Look, Colts, but rookie quarterback on the road, quirky stuff. Opening week, we got it done 1-10. Beautiful. We can beat the Chiefs at home. Let the heat burn. Let the sun come out and shine. The fans will suck it up next week for one Sunday only. Give me 95 at the bank next week. Texans again, home, rookie quarterback, take care of business. If you could somehow win this, then the Falcons, who did win today against a rookie quarterback, but we're better than they are in London. And then if you could somehow get to Buffalo, worst case 3-2, give me 4-1, and I'm a happy guy. Then we get the Colts again. Now, Jonathan Taylor will be back, so be a little bit different. And Saints-Steelers are a tough one, although the Steelers got waxed today by San Francisco at home. That was not a pretty sight. So get off to a good start because the Titans have a tougher schedule early on. We need to make some hay because the middle of the schedule, the Saints, the Steelers, the Niners, the Titans, the Bengals, the Ravens, that's the tough part. And then we get the Bucks, Panthers, and Titans at the end. That should be okay. So great start to the season. Got done what we had to get done. A lot to work on. One rookie was going to draw my wrath on this postgame show. One rookie, Tank Bigsby, but he redeemed himself. He redeemed himself with some help from a fellow rookie, Brenton Strange. Let me tell you what happened. First off, Trevor threw 1 pick today. He could have had 2, by the way. Had a terrible throw, but this wasn't a bad throw. He hit Tank Bigsby right in the hands, and Bigsby just flipped the ball up in the air, and it got intercepted. That was play number 1. But worse than that, Trevor gets walloped, again, the offensive line. Ball pops out, goes right into Bigsby's hands. He stands there. Bro, The ball is live until you hear the whistle. He stands there, they knock it out of his hands. Brenton Buckner picks it up and runs it back for a touchdown, and suddenly the Colts have the lead. I mean, I can't even allow that to be a rookie mistake. That's football mistake. Got to have a football IQ, Tank. So I was ready to just, he was going to feel the wrath of Uncle Dan today. But they're down on the 6-yard line. They hand it off to Bigsby. He gets hit in the backfield, again, offensive line. Brenton Strange comes up and grabs him, gets behind him, and they push each other for like 5 yards down to the goal line. It was my favorite play of the whole game. And that was a redeeming play for Tank Bigsby. A redeeming play. Because then they would score on the next play, I believe, as Bigsby went in with Trevor kind of just right behind him, kind of shoving him into the end zone and allow the Jags to take the lead back and then go on to get the victory. So all in all, a great day, a good performance in effect by the Jags. A lot to clean up. But again, you know what good teams do when they don't have their A games? They find ways to win. And this Jacksonville team won by 10 points in the NFL on the road, baby. That ain't easy, man. That is not an easy thing to do. And that's why today was a really good win. A really good win. All the receivers, except for Christian Kirk, got involved. Kirk, did he have just one catch, Liv? Early for 9 yards? Is that his only? Yeah, Kirk? Yeah, 1 for 9, and that's it. So he's a guy that, again, but that's how it's going to be this year at times. It's going to be Ridley at times, Ingram at times, Zay Jones at times, Christian Kirk at times. Hopefully the Chiefs forget about Christian Kirk. He goes and gets 8 for 120 next week. So I'm pumped up. I'm excited. That was a good win, and it's great to be 1-0. It's great to be 1-0 if you in the National Football League, because if you lose this game, again, go back and look at next week. You got the 0-1 Chiefs coming to town, and you did not want that to occur. And then you'd be staring at 0-2, and then we pull out the annual, hey, how many NFL teams who start 0-2 are able to make the playoffs? Oh, it could have got messy. But it didn't. It didn't have to get messy. Let's look at the two quarterbacks, see how they played today. Trevor had a great first half. They really shut him down in the second half. He threw for 241, 2 touchdowns. That's a 103 rating. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful number. We'll start. It's a good start. 24 of 32. Shouldn't have had the pick, by the way. The rating would have been like 115, 120 if that didn't occur. Shouldn't have had the pick. Anthony Richardson started to miss a lot in the second half. He started out much better. Still threw for 223. I would say better than I anticipated. I don't think Anthony Richardson, I may be wrong. I may be wrong about this, but I'm going to say this. I don't think Anthony Richardson is going to be the runner that everybody thinks he should be in the National Football League. I just don't. And besides a 12-yard run today, they hit him, they bottled him up pretty good. And I love the kid. He's so young. And Colts fans are going to have to be very, very patient with him. It's going to take some time. He has very little football experience going forward. So, a long way to go for AR, but in the end, he was 24 of 37, which is not a bad percentage in your debut. By the way, he lost today. Alabama quarterback Young lost today. C.J. Stroud lost today. So that keeps the string going of these first-round quarterbacks in their NFL debuts. They tend to lose football games, and that's what happened today. All right, we're awaiting Doug Peterson. We're awaiting Trevor Lawrence. We're going to have some post-game comments for you. We take this and we run with it. It's a great victory. Let me reset for you. The Jags get the victory, 31-21. Trevor had a couple touchdown passes. Zay Jones had an unbelievable catch. Calvin Ridley's got the first one. It was beautiful. A couple touchdown throws in the first half. Jags are up 14-7 at the half. Feeling good because they're not playing particularly well. Then they played even worse in the third quarter. I mean, they had the ball at the end. Here's what frustrated me. Situational football. Got the ball at the end of the first half. Okay, let's go get a touchdown or get some points and get a lead. Here's Doug Peterson right now. I'll get back to that in just a second. Hello, Doug. Doug went back down. Doug wanted to get some water. Okay, so let me get back to situational football. Situational football, end of the first half, don't score. Need a field goal. They're in field goal range. They have 2 negative plays. They got to punt. We get the ball to start the second half, 3 and out. Not good situational football. That's where you can really take advantage of the game and kind of salt it away. You get to 17, you get to 24, you're up 24-7, you're in good shape. Again, this is the NFL, man. I get it. Everybody's good. You know, we're going to sit here. The Texans aren't going to be great. The Colts aren't going to be great. The Titans may not be great. But, come on, man. You know, it's still the NFL, and they still are going to, on any given Sunday. So the Jags are up 14-7. Poor situational football. Colts come back. They get it to 14-all. Defense had one really bad play today. 2nd and 28. 2nd and 28 at the 30. Doug's back. Looks like he's frozen to me. Yeah, we're having some technical issues on the Doug thing. All right, now we got him. Take him.
If Press gets into that situation, or is it where you can jump back in and call plays, or is your plan to really not contribute to that?
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But I've got a lot of faith in Press and a lot of confidence in him and what he's done in our past, and you know, we're 1-0 with him.
Your overall assessment, despite the mistakes you mentioned, getting out of week 1 of the win.
I think it's huge. I mean, you know, we haven't done so well down here, you know, in obviously in past history, and I thought the guys battled for 4 quarters. They played hard. They played tough. You know, the things that we can clean up are obviously we will, you know, in all 3 phases. But it was that type of football game. I mean, I've been around this league a long time to know that you go on the road, division opponent, it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a battle. And, you know, my hat's off to our guys in that locker room for you know, sticking it out for the 4 quarters and pulling this one out.
Can you talk about how important Jamal Agnew's return was, the 47-yarder?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously I think he got a great hop, a great bounce off the turf. But, you know, just he's so smart. We got a lot of confidence in him, and you know, obviously give him the freedom to make those decisions because he usually does the right thing. So great return. We had some great blocks there, and really set us up in good field position.
Calvin's debut for you guys in the regular season, how do you feel about that? Obviously, his production's pretty good, but from your vantage point.
Yeah, I mean, you know, overall, without really looking at the tape, just kind of going back on memory, I thought he did some really nice things. Had a couple explosive plays there, and you know, the touchdown off this kind of the scramble, and you know, I thought he really did a good job. You know, things we can clean up, but overall, you know, pretty good for us, and you know, just one of the weapons that Trevor can use.
Talk before about the running game being something to stick where they say to win like that.
It's what you have to do that, you know, and you got to continue to stick with that. And again, it's you know, Phil Rauscher, the O-line coach, obviously Press, and you know, the offensive staff just, you know, trusting in that and sticking with, you know, to our guns as far as the run game goes. And you know, TJ, heck of a run, bouncing it out to the outside there and finishing that, and then Tank's big run inside the 5 I thought was, you know, just a great run, you know, for him to get us the first down there and eventually score. So, you know, you just got to stick with it, trust the guys, and you know, you get runs like that.
Speaking of Tank, there was that weird play where Trevor was called for a fumble and maybe Tank didn't really realize it, and then the Colts ended up getting a touchdown out of it. But then Tank comes back and scores a go-ahead touchdown. Did you or anybody else kind of give him a little bit of extra boost after the touchdown?
You know, yeah, I mean, you know, it's interesting because if you go in there and ask every offensive player right now, they'll tell you exactly what we talk about on Thursdays. And we talk about getting on every loose ball. And for some reason, we all kind of froze. And, you know, it's obviously a learning moment, you know, for Tank, for the offense, for the guys. But, you know, for a young player to come back like he did and you know, have those tough runs, you know, late in the game, I think is a credit to him and the ability to you know, shake off a negative play.
Sheriff tried to come back in. What was he kind of fighting through?
Yeah, I think it's his right ankle. You know, he was evaluated on the sideline. He said he could probably go, but just, you know, couldn't brace and anchor and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, you don't want to risk anything further. We'll evaluate him obviously when we get back and and I'll probably have an update for you tomorrow further.
Defensively, it seemed like a lot of good things. What did you see out of your defense?
I thought some great things. We knew coming in that this quarterback, Anthony Richardson is a big, strong, powerful guy, and he showed that a little bit today. But I thought our defense really held in there, did a nice job getting them off the field on third down. We kind of exchanged some fourth downs in the football game, which we have to get better at, and obviously none bigger than the goal line stand at the end of the game. But creating takeaways, we talk a lot about. They did that, and really, really kept us in this football game the whole day.
Josh Allen really was physical. It seemed like 3 sacks and had a nice tackle behind the line on run. What did you see out of Josh?
Yeah, I thought Josh really came into this game, focused, energized, ready to get the season off, on the right foot for himself. Played well. Again, like you said, played physical. And it was good to see. It was good to see from him, and obviously a leader of the football team and the defense, and just pleased by how he performed today.
What did you learn about your team in this first game? A game where, a lot of mistakes, right? But you guys were able to finish, showing that resiliency from your vantage point. What did you maybe gather about maybe your identity of this team early on?
Week 1 of the regular season, even week 2, week 3, you're still trying to figure out kind of who you are and what you want to be as a team. And you're not a well-oiled machine going into week 1, and that was obviously on display today. But this team, I learned a lot last year with this team, and playing for 4 quarters and learning how to finish, learning how to win. That showed up today, and that's a great sign, with our guys in that locker room that no matter what happens, I tell them all the time, there's going to be adversity in a game, right? You're going to give up scores, you're going to give up plays, whatever it is. There's going to be takeaways, all this kind of stuff, but it's just how you respond, and they just kind of picked up where they left off last year, with that, and put together a good 4-quarter game. All right. Thank you.
All right, a couple things from the Doug Peterson press conference as we welcome you back. 2 things. One, we haven't talked about yet. Story today that Press Taylor's calling the ball plays. The Jags fans on social media are trying to figure this out. Why? Or is nothing's broken? Why? This is what a good coach does. He gives leadership as a leader, he delegates responsibilities, and he feels like Press Taylor is ready. And Press Taylor will call the plays. Now, you saw Doug Peterson he's got the play sheet. He's got he can overrule at any time. He's okay. He knows what he's doing. So I'm okay with that, Press Taylor going forward. But it's certainly worth something to talk about. And Press Taylor now calling the plays. And I wonder if last year, I'm almost positive the Jags told Press Taylor he could not interview for a head coaching job. And I wonder if part of the deal was, but I'll let you call plays, because the feeling around the league is that Press Taylor will be a head coach like his brother in Cincinnati sooner rather than later. So that's something to keep an eye on. So that's one. The other thing that stood out to me, and I forgot to mention this in the postgame show, but I believe Agnew, punt return, might be the play of the day. Because I think that, and Liv, check this for me, but I think that the Colts were punting, and they were ahead at the time. I think it was 21-17 at the time, and they were going to get pinned back inside the 5-yard line, and Agnew took it and went all the way back to midfield, almost broke it for a 95-yarder, and it allowed the Jags, and I think the Jags went in and scored on that particular drive to take the lead back. And if that's the case, I thought Agnew's play was terrific and was a big, big reason why the Jags were able to get the win. If they had to start on their own 5-yard line, who knows how that would have turned out. So a couple of things from the Doug Peterson press conference as well. Brent's in the locker room gathering sound. Do we have any of those ready, Liv? All right, let's hear from Trayvon Walker, who also had a sack today. Jags 4 sacks on the day. Here's Brent with Walker.
W's a W, huh?
Yes, sir. No matter how it looks, it's a W.
How were you guys so effective on the money downs today, especially on 4th down?
I just have to say rushing as a unit. That's something that we've been working hard to do all camp, and that's the bond that I've been talking about the whole offseason. Once we rush as a unit, then I feel like we're unstoppable.
What did you do so well against the run game? Obviously, they're down a couple of backs, but they didn't seem to get much there.
I mean, they hit a couple runs, but we pride ourselves on being physical up front, and it started with us.
Josh, you guys have been talking about him all camp, and He has 3 sacks. What did you see out of him today?
And Josh, he was very explosive. He was relentless. That was the main thing. We came into the game telling each other to be relentless. And with us being relentless, is no stopping us.
Feel good for you to get sack number 1?
It feels good. Still early in the season. We just got to keep chopping wood, keep going.
You always talk about takeaways, getting 2, especially that one at the end with Tyson. How big is it?
Oh, that's major. Big-time players make big plays in big moments. So that was a play that came down to just seal the deal for us, and that's what we needed on defense. We want games like that to be in our hands on defense so we can just kill it.
What did you see out of the rookie Richardson today?
Richardson, he's a great athlete, you know what I'm saying? But for everybody, it's always room to improve for everybody. But he's definitely a great athlete. He showed off his running skills as a quarterback, and I feel like he's going to be pretty good in the league.
All right, that's Trayvon Walker and some comments from him. He had a sack today. I thought he had the most impressive sack because it was in the backfield. He got Anthony Richardson down on that particular play. So good stuff from the Jaguars. And by the way, if you're scoring at home, Trayvon Walker has 1 sack. Aiden Hutchinson has 0. I kid because I care. Hutchinson had a great game the other night for the Lions, who are also 1-0. It's clear that the Lions and Jags are on a collision course for the Super Bowl. How mad would the NFL be if that were to occur? Oh, it'd be fantastic. Give me a Jags-Lions Super Bowl. How fun would that be? Okay, so let's go from that to Foye Oluokun. The defense is the story today, gang. You keep telling me top 5 offense, top 5 offense. A lot of bogging down. They still had 31 points, don't get me wrong. But the defense, terrific. And Tyson Campbell's interception let him get the kind of the game-clinching touchdown and also let the Jags cover, which was a nice little extra for those of you who like to partake. Here is Foye Oluokun with Brent.
You talk about 4th downs. I think you held them at one point. 4 consecutive 4th down attempts by them. You snuffed them on 4. How so successful in such short yardage?
It just kind of being gritty. We already know the implications of that 4th down. Nobody's panicking. Everybody just play your assignment and then dominate your one-on-one when you get it. Or if you have to make a little extra play, we had a lot of good scouted looks that they actually ran in the game. Just go shoot your shot when you see it.
Your defensive backs did an incredible job blanketing. It wasn't until really the 4th quarter when you guys were playing off a little bit, where Pittman started going. Pierce never even caught a ball. You guys they had no separation really throughout the whole game. What do you attribute that to?
Just going against our receivers all training camp. We got a lot of talent in our room. Those guys duked it out all preseason, so they got the confidence to play against anybody in the league now.
One last thing, Anthony Richardson, rookie for the Colts. He's kind of giving him a new look.
Right.
You guys have beaten.
That's Foye Oluokun, but we want to give you Calvin Ridley had a big day on the offensive side of the ball. Let's listen in.
Well, I achieved that. I was pretty calm. I was relaxed. I was pretty relaxed.
How much did it mean to get off to the start that you did after frankly so much time off?
It didn't mean that much, honestly, to be real honest. I just love this team, man. I worked so hard with them. I just want to win with them. Just want to get the W's. I think, I want to play in meaningful games. I want to win. I think we're going in the right direction, and I just think that's the most important part.
Week 1, what did you learn about kind of what you guys are all about?
Yeah, we knew we were a good team and played a good defense. They played their butts off. But we know that we got to get better, and in those situations we should have scored more points. We should have been in better situations. And that comes with that was our first game, but I feel like we just we're still getting better. We're still learning each other. Obviously, but I like where we are. That was good. Perfect.
All right, Calvin Ridley. Best soundbite from Calvin Ridley, man, her soundbite, best comment, man, I just love this team. I just want to play meaningful games. That's good stuff. He had a terrific first half, especially of football. He was uncoverable. And that one throw that Trevor somehow, where Ridley actually fumbled the ball, but again, the Jags got a break. I don't know how he fit it between those 2 Colt defensive backs who smushed on that play and both had to leave the game. And then really got the ball punched out, but the Colts guy recovered. We got some breaks today, the Jags did. There were some moments there where, things went Jacksonville's way a couple, 3, 4, 5 times where you're like, okay. And still we were looking up and trailing. And maybe in the long run that'll be good for this young football team. And we'll see if how the offense does next week, because next week the Chiefs are coming. They're 0-1. Kelsey will be back. Maybe Jones will be signed. Maybe he won't. They know they got to find a way to win. They know they scored 27 against us twice last year. Right now, Jacksonville, I think I would give the Chiefs 27 here in Jacksonville. I think we win the game if we hold them to 27. How about that? I think the offense will play much better next week. And I know they scored 31 today when they didn't play particularly well. But, again, this performance is not indicative of, I think, what this offense can do. And to end up with 31 points on a day where you were bogged down and made mistakes and really didn't run the ball particularly well until the end when ETN broke that one, says something about the potential of what we're looking at here. Now, again, we got to get much better on the offensive line. Much, much better. That was disappointing, to say the least. And Cam Robinson will be back week 5. I thought Walker Little did not have a great game. I thought that the entire offensive line, Harrison did not play well in his first game either. So overall, a lot of work to do. All right, let's zip ahead to Evan Ingram, and if Trevor pops up, we'll get him up immediately. But let's hear from Evan Ingram with Brent in the locker room.
Well, you've been around this thing long enough to know week 1 can be kind of strange, huh?
Hell yeah, man. A lot of close battles, a lot of just back and forth games, a lot of getting all the junk out, all the nerves out. Hell of a game, both sides. We kept playing, we finished well, and 1-0.
It was weird. Didn't look like you guys had a good rhythm going at all, but you look up at the scoreboard, you end up with 31 points. I mean, what did it feel like for you?
They made some great plays. We had some turnovers. Obviously the fumble, the quarterback fumble and Tank, that was a crazy play. That Tank definitely lived and learned. We all lived and learned in that play. They played well. They played us really well. They came out. They were disruptive up front. They made plays. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot a couple times. So a lot of things for us to clean up. But that's just NFL. That's NFL football. Every game is going to be a battle. Every game is going to be close. There's going to be little plays that hurt, and there's going to be big plays that help. So that's just the nature of this league and nature of games like that.
You guys found a way toward the end of last.
All right, that's Evan Ingram. Here's Trevor Lawrence.
It feels good to win. First season opener of one here, so feels good, especially in this stadium. You haven't had a ton of success over here lately, so feels good. That's a good team. Presented some challenges for us, offensively, pretty sloppy game. Obviously, some good points in the game for us. We made some plays. We ended up making the plays we had to make to win. Defense really kept us in the game, I thought. So only giving up 14 points. We put them in a bad spot a few times where they got some huge stops, some, turnover on downs, some turnovers. It was big. It was great to see them pick us up when we needed it. Obviously, it wasn't a super clean game offensively. There's a lot of things to clean up, but, can't be too upset with a win. It's hard to win in this league and division game too, so that's big for us. Good start.
You chalk that up kind of, not maybe all the way, but just week 1. Everything's kind of new. Do you kind of cast a little of that aside because of week 1?
Yeah, week 1 is more challenging sometimes for a lot of different reasons. Sometimes, defenses might do things a little differently. Not to say that the Colts did. I think they stuck to who they were, and they just did a really good job of making things difficult up front for us. Those guys, that's one of the best fronts, especially the interior, in the whole NFL. Those guys are really good. They make it challenging for you. So they do some really good things. Their back end played sticky. They did a good job. They're really sound. They did a good job. They put us in a lot of second and third and longs, and that's harder, obviously, from an offensive perspective. Your call sheet shrinks a lot when that happens. So we got to do a better job of being efficient on first down. We got to be better on third down. Got to be better on fourth down. All the downs. So, but yeah, obviously it's a lot better to be able to win, to learn from a win than a loss. So it's still a win's a win.
What did Trevor? You had that odd play where you were going for a fumble and then Tank got the ball and maybe
crazy play.
But then he comes back and scores a go-ahead touchdown. Did you or anybody kind of directly remind him that, hey, put the fumble behind him? We're ahead now?
I think everybody kind of rallied behind him. Obviously, kind of a weird play. It's tough. Obviously, you get hit and you don't know if it's a fumble or incompletion. And we teach our guys treat every loose ball like it's a fumble because that. And he even recovered it and then just standing there and they punched the ball out because the ref didn't blow the whistle. So that's a crazy play and one to learn from. It's a shame having to a rookie because that would have been a tough play for anyone, really. You recover it and then you end up getting it punched out. So, yeah, just you learn from it, you move on, and that just shows the faith that we have in him to put the ball back in his hands there and, to give us that big touchdown to go up 10 at the end. So doesn't concern me. He's going to keep learning. Obviously, he's a rookie, and I think he did some good things today. So we'll keep getting better.
What did you, Doug said that the end of this game kind of felt a little bit like some of the end of the games late in the season. You guys would have some up and down early, and then you were able to finish. Feel like that at all to you?
A little bit. Obviously, I think we started the game better. Besides the first drive, we had a 3-and-out, which you want to start better than that. But, we scored a couple touchdowns early, put a little pressure on them. They answered. Then our defense really, really bowed up. And then we just got sloppy in that kind of the second and third quarter, even the beginning of the fourth. We just got sloppy, and I think we could have taken advantage of more things out there and really put ourselves in an even better position, obviously, going into the end of the game, just to put them away. And we didn't do that, but it's hard in the NFL. Like I said, they're not going to lay down. They got the same job we do, and they're going to make it challenging for us. And it's a good football team, and so it was a good game. And obviously, it's better when you can find a way to win.
Trevor, so much about the positive publicity in this preseason has been tailored toward the offense, the feeling that this offense is really going to be exposed. But today, it just felt like the defense in the second quarter, when those 3 consecutive stops kind of set the tone and maybe, I don't want to say bailed you guys out, but certainly complimented you in a big way.
They played great, yeah. I mean, that's the game. It's 3 phases. It's not about – if it was all about the offense, we would have been in trouble today, and same thing in different games. If it was all about the defense, so we pick each other up, we feed off one another. That's what makes teams great, and we got to continue to do that. There's going to be a week where we're going to have to pick our defense up. This week, they got some huge stops for us that we really needed. We had some bad possessions in a row, and they were able to come through and get a turnover on downs, just get a stop, make a punt, whatever it was. They played great. Hats off to them. I think they played with that chip on their shoulder, like you want your defense to, and it was cool to see them fly around and make some huge plays for us.
It's been a couple of years, but do you remember your first start in the NFL? Obviously, with Anthony Richardson today, some good, some bad. Did you get to catch up with him after the game, and then what did you think of him on the field?
Yeah, I thought he made some great plays. Obviously, it's being a rookie quarterback. It's a tough spot. There's a lot of learning you have to do, and it's just every week learning and getting better. And the only thing I told him after the game was great game. He made some unbelievable plays, but just try to protect yourself. The hits add up in this league, and they're a little different than in college. So I just told him to protect himself, and I'm excited to watch his career unfold. I think he's going to be a great player, and obviously we'll see him again later in the season, but that was my only message to him, really, just protect yourself. It's a long season, and I think he's going to be a great player.
You just sort of assume that Shat was going to be able to do whatever he asked me to do.
Yeah, obviously today, I can't really state how valuable it is to have a guy like Shat, not only on the field, but just the guy he is off the field. Such a good leader, consistent. I mean, one of the most consistent guys in our team. Doesn't matter if he's a starter, if he's not starting, if he's a swing guy, whatever. He comes to work the same way, and that's why you need a guy like that. And he's so valuable for us. He can play center. He can play either guard. He did a great job filling in when he needed to.
What did you make of Calvin Ridley's performance? Obviously, touchdown, 100-something yards.
It's great. Not a surprise to me. So I don't think it was to anybody, but he played great. It was cool to see him. Obviously, in his first game back, I'm sure he was amped up and ready to go, and just to play well and make some huge plays for us. It was awesome. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Trevor Lawrence. Next week, all eyes on Jacksonville, FLA. Bring down the top crew. Get ready. Chiefs, Jags. Oh, can't wait for that rematch of the play. We owe those guys one, so hopefully we can get them in the hot Jacksonville sun and see how we do. Appreciate you hanging out with us on the post-game show. We're going to be back tonight. Break it all down for you. Action Sports Jax Prime Time. The show's so good, they run it twice, 10:30 on Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47. Of course, check your local listings because it depends how long that football goes throughout the afternoon. And then tomorrow, Jags Report Live is back at Sneakers. Come on out. Expect a guest, Rayshawn Jenkins. Jags Report Live. That's 7 to 8 on Fox 30 if you can't make it out to Sneakers. If you can, come out and see us. I don't know what that graphic means on Tuesday. Wednesday, we start getting ready for the Chiefs. Thursday's All Access. Friday, we got the high school kids. Oh, the Gators in Tennessee next Saturday. SC at Georgia as well. Good stuff. Even better. Jags are 1-0 to start this 2023, what we hope will be a special year Can't wait to see you at the bank next Sunday. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Jags Nation, thanks for watching the Action Sports Jax postgame show. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive injury law firm of the Jaguars.